Breaking Into is back, and we're back for a really good reason. We're celebrating someone's 45 years in the biz. Stay tuned.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking Into.
When I was 17,
Very appropriate.
it was a very good year.
And yes, it was.
Well, it's very appropriate. And we're here on Black Hollywood Lives Breaking Into, listening to a little Frank Sinatra, reminisce about his life. And very appropriate today, because my guest today, we're talking about his career in the biz, and he just received a Lifetime Achievement Award. Even though his lifetime isn't over yet, he has more to do, and he is doing it. But we're going to focus on his life in the past, talk about his award. And he was on before, and you guys loved when he was on. I had to bring him back. He is my buddy, my pal, my birthday mate, May 10th in the house, Adolfo Shabba Doo Quiñones.
Just let this, let's just take it. Let this song take us.
You're a dancer, so you can feel it, don't you?
I mean, I feel it. I love this song.
Have you ever did dance routine to this?
In my kitchen.
That's good. Okay.
You know, I love playing this music
Yeah.
and cleaning my kitchen.
That's good. That's good music to clean the kitchen with.
Yeah, it's nothing
Turn it
like
up.
it's nothing like having your house coat on, your pajamas, your hair tossed, and a cup of coffee brewing on the stove, and this music playing in the background. It just gets you grounded and ready to take on the world.
Yes, I like that.
Frank Sinatra, I love Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Old Blue Eyes.
He's good. And you worked with him too. And you worked with
Yes,
him.
I did. As one of the members of the Lockers, we opened for Frank in Carnegie Hall.
Oh my God.
First street dancers to perform there.
You just said two things that are just amazing. First of all, Frank Sinatra,
Yes.
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
You got the first
It
street
was
performers
fabulous.
there.
Yes.
Let's just think of the barriers, you guys. We're going to talk about a lot of the barriers that him and the Lockers and himself have broken. Well, first, thank all you guys. I did take a week off because my brother passed away last week.
Oh.
And this is my first day back at work. And I didn't cancel today because I knew I was in good hands with you today.
Wow.
And that's why I did the show today. And he just, this guy is just, if you get a chance to ever meet him, you need to talk to him. This is a great guy, great soul. And my brother was a fan of yours also, my brother Max. And I know he's watching right now. Okay, so you just won an award.
Yeah, can you believe that?
I mean, okay, Frank, before we even get there, when you hear, because I made it at the top of the hour, Lifetime Achievement Award, you're still around. And look, he don't look like nothing like more than 40 years old, first of all.
Well, I'm 61.
Yeah, but you look younger than I do.
And there's a whole lot of life that took place over the 61 years.
Yes. Yes, and I'm just saying, but when you hear someone says, I'm going to give you a Lifetime Achievement, do you like go, wait a minute, I'm still here, or are you excited about it?
I'm excited about it. I didn't think, well, wow, I'm still here. Why am I getting a Lifetime Achievement Award? I think that they wanted to do it. Again, there's nothing they told me, but my feeling was they wanted to give me the award while I was still alive and not after the point. And so God bless them on that.
Yeah.
And, if you think about, there's two lives. There's my human life of 61 years. But I think they were reflecting on my 45-year professional life.
Yeah.
And they know that I have many more years to go.
He's still working too, folks.
Yeah, I'm still working. I'm not done. I still have a lot to say. And thank God I'm in a position where I can still say something.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm happy about that.
And so it was given this weekend. It was on Saturday. And we have a couple of pictures we're going to show up there from that. It's and who gave you the award?
Whoa! I was given the award was given by the Universal Hip Hop Museum, and it was their inaugural award. I'm the first ever, so I guess you could say I'm an original again. Groundbreaker again.
Yes.
And it was during the Peace in the Street Festival, and
here in Los Angeles.
And during the 33rd anniversary of Radiotron. Radiotron was the fabled dance place featured in Breakin and Breakin 2.
Yeah.
So it was just really thrilling. I wish you could have been there, man. Yeah. It was like Woodstock.
Wow,
but without all the marijuana and drug use. But it was it was really, peace and love and soul.
Yeah.
I mean, people were just so gracious and so loving. The whole atmosphere crackled of love. It was no arguments. Everybody was positive. and hugging and dancing
Yeah.
and music playing. It was beautiful. I was really happy to be there.
Well, I always feel like, because I come older enough that I remember. We're going to show the next couple pictures next when I do the next thing, Steve, when we talk about the documentary he did.
Right.
But the first 2 pictures, of course, were about this festival you went to. Was MacArthur Park, which is here in a part of Los Angeles. For those you guys don't know, it's a park that's been around for a long time. You may think of the Donna Summer song back in the '70s, Richard Harris song, but it's an actual park here in Los Angeles.
And MacArthur Park was featured in Breakin' 2.
Yes, it was Breaking 2. We're going to talk about Breaking 2 a little. I have a question about Breaking 2. We can talk about it a little later.
Okay.
It's good too. But I heard you get a really heartfelt speech. Because I heard that it just really. What were the emotions like for you that day? Once you got there, and
I was overwhelmed with emotion. I mean, I don't know if people could tell, but I was. And I did as I always do. I speak from my heart.
Yes, you do.
I don't have a pre-planned speech or anything.
Okay.
And I reflected on my years as a young black kid in Chicago and how fortunate I really am. And I felt overwhelmed with gratefulness to have the kind of mom I have that always taught me to push forward, always talked about being independent, made me believe that I was special. I think I talked about it last year.
Yeah.
She whispered in my ear and said that I was special, and I believed her. And I said to the crowd that I'm a mama's boy. I declared that I am a mama's boy.
nothing wrong with that at all.
And people say that as a put down, but I
They
love
do.
my mom. My
Yeah.
mom's a hero. Mothers are heroes.
Yes, hello. Yeah.
And we need to, forget Thor and
Right.
the Hulk and
Yeah.
all these people. The real superheroes of our planet are our mothers.
I agree.
I mean, they carry us, they nurture us, and they do incredible things for us. And they instill in us, at least the good moms, they instill in their children hope, belief, confidence. And I have all that going for me, as I hope most of you do out there who have a mom. We should have, not Mother's Day, but I wanted to start a group page on Facebook. I want to say it's something like, I love my mama. And just, I mean that. I want people to talk about, not just on one day of the year, but throughout the year, the experiences they have with their mothers and how they encourage them to be the successes that they are,
God, how strong
what they
can
learn.
be. God, how strong they can be.
Mothers are incredibly strong. Women are incredibly strong. And we don't recognize that enough, and I think we should.
I agree.
Women power.
He's your feminist for today.
Hey, not for today, every day.
Every day. So, this comes from the hip-hop community, which you started before there was even a word called hip-hop. There was no word called hip-hop until the Sugar Hill Gang was the first time she said hip-hop in the song.
Right.
But
I think.
I think it was like, but either way, you started way before then. There was no hip-hop culture or it was a dance street culture.
Well, it was called street dance,
Right.
and actually Tony Basil coined the phrase street dancers.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Tony Basil was our Abe Saperstein.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful conversation last night.
Oh, that's nice.
Tony Basil and I reflecting on our years together in the lockers, and what we realized, and what she was going through, being the organizer of the troupe. Basically, it was a farming system. It was much like, you have your minors, and then they, some are selected to go into the majors.
Yeah.
Well, there were a number of people that could have been one of the lockers, but they just didn't make it through the farming system.
That's so funny.
If they failed or fell short. I don't want to say they failed, but they certainly fell short of the requirements needed to make the team.
Yeah.
And Tony, she explained to me, was with one night with Dean Stockwell, the actor.
Yes, the actor, yeah.
Dean Stockwell from Quantum Leap.
Yes,
the child star.
Yeah, child star, yeah,
the boy with
exactly.
the green hair and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dean Stockwell told her one night, you really need to get that Shabba Doo. He's a movie star. Wow. And I said, really? Say, yeah. And she said, the first show I did was Alex's Hat Show, and she told me last night, after that show, she said, we couldn't get rid of you. There's no way that we could let you go.
Yes.
And I was forever cemented as one of the founding members of the fabled troupe, The Lockers.
Well, the thing I noticed about you guys, which I think was very important, and now you mentioned this whole farming system, is that it was equal parts personality and character and dance ability.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yes. She explained to me, and we had great intimate conversation last night about how important it was to put together a team that had personalities that meshed, that came together, that you have to really think the Lockers were really a team.
Yes.
And every aspect of the
yeah.
word team. Each person had a role. Each person played a part. And we played our part perfectly. And we were able to overcome a lot of, racism, danceism, whatever you want to call it.
She was a chick, and you guys were all dudes.
And we talked about our time with ICM, who was our agent of record, and Fred Lawrence.
Yeah.
Actually, which was kind of funny, she told me, she said during her conversation with Fred Lawrence that they thought that the girl who danced with us was a light-skinned black girl. She said, no, that's me. They were like, okay. Then she said, she kind of laughed. She said, I said it, but no, that was me. She said, yeah. They was like, yeah, whatever. But they didn't really believe her. But, here it is. I wanted to put this to rest.
Do it.
The girl that danced with the Lockers was a white girl. She was not a light-skinned black girl.
A light-skinned girl.
But that would have been high yellow at a whole other level.
Yes.
But oh yeah, Tony Basil, the Lockers, Don Campbell. Let me just mention it. Run off the name. Don Campbell, the creator of the Campbell Lock.
Yeah.
Fluky Luke.
Yes,
Slim the Robot, Bill Williams. Rerun, we called him Mr. Penguin, Fred Berry.
Fred Berry, of course.
We had Leo Williamson, Fluky Luke, I don't know if I mentioned him, but Campbell Lock Jr. And myself and Tony Basil.
What's great about you guys is that this little street dance group created stars.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are names even outside of...
Well, there was 3 of us that really went beyond the troupe. That was Tony Basil, who went on to have the Mickey fame.
Yes, everybody knows Mickey.
And then I went on to star in the Breakin pictures, and that helped launch this global phenomenon. So I'm considered a hip-hop icon.
You are. You definitely are.
And you have Rerun, who went on to be a television star.
What's happening and all that,
what's happening. And so the other, not to negate their importance.
No, there's something too.
But we certainly were able to go on far beyond the troupe itself.
Which is just amazing, because you're just thinking, this is a dance group that started from the streets, and you went to global fame.
Yeah.
Like, anything can happen. Like, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. It's cliche to say that.
Yeah, right. But it's so true.
But it is true. Anything is possible. I mean, I am living proof that you can start in the ghetto.
Yes.
Be on welfare.
Yeah.
Literally have no money.
Yeah.
But yet be recognized the world over for being the best at what you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I mean, like they said in the movie, I don't know what the character was, but only in America.
Only America. That's right.
I think, what was that character? It was one of those. I think it was the one playing Don King. Or only in America. Yeah, for sure.
It's true. Let's show us a few pictures, because this is going to coincide. First of all, congratulations on your award. You completely deserved.
Thank you.
Very deserved. You did something with Black Tracks Film Documentaries. And you met with Kevin Donen, and you talked to him this weekend too. I guess you did a segment on what you guys talk about.
Well, he has a wonderful documentary. He approached me, through a third party via Instagram.
Hey, there you go, folks.
Right,
Social media does work.
And said that Kevin Donen would like to speak to me about participating in this documentary.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer. It's a star-studded trailer. I think he has Viola Davis is in it.
Wow.
Lou Gossett Jr. I mean, just a number of people.
Okay.
And I think he just interviewed. What was the I can't think of the 2 brothers Johnson.
Brothers Johnson. Oh yeah,
right.
okay. Oh yeah. I love
he
them.
interviewed them. I think Sid the Entertainer.
Cedric
the Entertainer.
Okay. Yeah.
He interviewed them yesterday, and he said, I would like for you to be not only a part of the documentary, but an integral part of it, and an important part. I want to give you a real segment.
Yeah.
And so we went to Venice Beach. We went to our iconic site that was in Breakin.
Yes.
And we did the interview right there in front of the graffiti wall.
I love it.
Where all the magic took place. And we had a really in-depth discussion about the film and what motivates me as a dancer and as a person and all of that. He's just a really great guy, all-around guy. And you'll see the trailer soon.
Can't wait. I can't wait.
So anyway, it's called Black Film Tracks. And so it's a documentary and a book.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, which the book is kind of really nice. It's going to feature all of the album covers, full size.
Wow.
Album covers. So it's a great table book.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be
And,
good.
Anyway, great guy. Gotta see it. It's coming out soon.
That's
and
great.
I'm very excited to be a part of it. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, the first thing we're going to show, because we're going to start talking about the importance of what he's done and what he's accomplished. And to me, I call this the importance of dance on Soul Train. Soul Train, to me, and you can correct me if you agree with this or not, Soul Train wasn't just about the performers that came on to sing. It wasn't just about the fashion. It was much about the dance.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, I saw something when I was a kid. We watched American Bandstand for the performances, but we watched Soul Train for the culture.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So let's show a little clip of one of the many times you guys were on.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Campbell Lott Jr. and Don Campbell Lott Campbell. There's Slim the Robot. Uh-oh. And
hello.
And Shabba Doo.
But look at
a young Shabba Doo.
But look at the characters. You guys are characters. Yeah. You're performing.
Ooh,
moves that Michael did years later, of course.
Oh yeah, man! Would I pay millions to have those knees again? The mileage I put on those knees.
Look at you.
It's remarkable. I can still
look
walk.
at that. Look at that.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I bet you there's some orthopedic doctors and such that cringe watching me do that.
Now here's Tony Basil.
Tony Basil.
Working it out.
We actually call it Tony Locks White.
but
anyway,
she has moves coming up. I like she's gonna do in a second. I like that.
Yeah, the kind of Egyptian sort of.
Yes, I love it.
Tony Basil incorporated a lot of her ballet training in her solo.
Okay.
So
look at that. Look at that.
That's
I love
ballet
it.
right there.
I love it.
We really were a great team. We were the team that changed the face of dance forever.
Okay, folks, I just want to show that little clip of that. They're just
look at the Witcher ways.
You guys are so good.
Look at that. Yeah. Fluky Luke. Oh my God, he's incredible.
I know.
I feel like a fan right now. Go on, get it, Fluky, get it. Look at that boy. Look at that. Go on, Fluky.
Look at those knees.
Oh, yeah.
The slits.
You know, like he created the Witcher ways, but I popularized it. It was a dance I did on the edge of Miracles and Breakin' too.
Oh,
yeah, that's the particular move.
Oh,
look at that. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You see? Do you hear us talking to each other?
No, you don't hear it.
No, we were.
So
hey, get it. Go on, do it, man. Okay, we took the streets and brought it right to television.
Yeah.
That's something that was unheard of.
No,
listen to us talking and stuff. Going, hey, come on, man.
Talking.
Yeah, we are talking. Like, go on, get it now. Come on now. Go on. Hey, woo! Look at Mr. Penguin. That's a butt drop. Or a pancake. Look at him doing a penguin waddle. Go on. Oh my God, I love the lockers.
That's you.
Yeah, I know, but I still love them though. Look at Don Campbell. Go on, Don. Show us how to do it. Come on, baby. Let's do it. Do it, baby. Look at that.
Oh,
James Brown, eat your heart out. Come on now. Come on. With it. Look at him. Look at him. He's got knees of steel. Look at that.
I know. How do you do that?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
It's just passion.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's crazy.
It's passion. It's power in that,
my
God.
God.
Look at that. I actually did that move in Breakin' too when I was rolling
I remember you did
yeah.
that move. I just, again, to me, the reason why I wanted to show this is because you have just many clips you can find online with them in here. This is what I like the most because it really showed your personality in the dance.
Yeah.
And I remember watching you guys on Soul Train for different things. I never saw this one live, but other ones. There was personality. I'm like, that's really important.
Yeah, dancing doesn't have that today.
No.
All these kids are so focused on trying to move in sync that they lose self. As the youngest member, the Michael Jackson of the crew, if you will, I would often be saddled with the responsibility to introduce the older guys.
Okay.
And one of the things that we used to say, that I used to say on the mic was, we're the Lockers, an improvisational style dance troupe based on the improvisational style of the individual. This was important. It was important that we be a team, but it was also equally important to be an individual. What happened, people, that you gave up yourself in order to win a contest on television, that you're no longer important? It's about the group, not you anymore. It has to come from you, and then it spreads to the group. Don't give up yourself. Don't let these shows turn you into robots, everybody moving in sync. It's what I call synchronized funk. It's like swimming. It's like swimming in the water in sync. But I want to see real dancing. And when I say real dancing is, I want to see you. I want to see you dance. I want to see your heart, your passion. I don't want to see you move in sync. I could care less. I care about the whole picture. Yes, you should move in time. That's important. You should have choreography. That's important. But you're more important. What you have to say is important.
And you sing it through your dance.
Yes.
That's the whole point. You're saying,
Come on, baby.
You're talking to me.
Bring
through
your
dance.
experiences. Let's
Right.
see what's up.
Right.
That's gone.
And that's what I love about you guys, because you guys did showcase everybody.
Yes.
Everyone. It wasn't just like, I'm the head of the group and it's all about me and you get 2 seconds. Like, everybody got a chance.
When you look at the lockers, you saw 7 stars.
I know, yeah.
You understand that? The group wasn't the star. It was 7 stars that made the group a star, not the group making the individuals a star. So we were 7 individuals working together, improvising together. So we would have a structure, yes, but we were allowed to do our thing. That's why you saw us talking, going, yeah, baby, come on, take it to the streets. Come on, man, do your thing, baby. Come on, rock it. Come on, kick it out. Come on now. And just like we did in the clubs night after night here in Los Angeles, California, circa 1971, putting it down, baby.
Yes, I said before everybody else. I mean, there was. I mean, seriously, there was nothing else. There was no culture yet that was like that we got in the late 70s or early 80s, or none of that was there. You guys were.
I'm so proud of my fellow lockers and what we did together.
It was amazing watching you watch them. That's probably made me happy. It was like you said, you were a fan. Like,
I am. I'm still a fan.
I'm like, but it's you. You're up there doing it.
Because I remove myself from it and I look at it just as a piece of enjoyment. As entertainment. I'm not looking at it criticizing myself or anything. I said, do I feel this? And I go, yes, I do.
You guys do put that energy out. That's the thing with lockers too. Whenever you guys performed,
unique.
You felt unique, and you felt the energy coming out.
And here's the other thing: if you saw that number, 365 days a year, it would be a little different every show.
I believe it.
Because every show, we understood that every show was a different moment. And we didn't play the moment before. We played the moment that was in front of us. We played the moment that we were involved in. That's why it was fresh every single night. These people now are doing choreography, and all they're doing is just duplicating what they did the night before and the week before and the month before. And it just all looked the same. You're never surprised by anything. That part kind of breaks my heart.
Yeah. The thing about Soul Train that I love also, I've watched, it's one of the legendary Shabba Doo. They're in the chat room. Playmakers 372 is saying hi to you.
Hey.
The thing about Soul Train too, I don't know if you saw the documentary on Soul Train, Don Cornelius. It came out a few years ago. It was really good.
Well, I think that this documentary by Soul Train is going to be played in Paris. I'll be there in November at the Mona Bismarck American Culture Center. It's going to be prestigious. It's with Jean-Paul Good, the celebrated photographer who was once married to Grace Jones.
Yes.
I'll be there. So we have a round table, a Q&A, a screening of the documentary. So it's going to be a big whoop-de-doo.
That's good too. And also, I just saw a thing with Jeffrey Daniels, who of course was a dancer on Soul Train. Jody Watley, they did Shalimar later and the whole thing.
Those guys were like third generation.
Yeah, they came later.
By the time they came, we had moved away from. This is how you know that when you're looking at the original show. When you see the show is predominantly red, green, and black and yellow. Then and the tracks on the floor were taped. Okay. But when you start seeing like silver and platinum and crystal balls and things, you're getting into the era that
but my point kind of is that you guys, that Soul Train was a line for when we say Soul Train line, everybody of every race knows what that is.
You're right.
Everybody gets to the sides and you dance in the middle. Like everyone knows that. It's a famous thing. And it's the lexicon of Soul Train, and you guys were a part of that. You were on there with and without the lockers. How was Don Cornelius to you guys? I always wanted to ask you that. How was he to you guys?
He could be friendly and he could be funny. He had a kind of dry wit and a dry sense of humor. I just loved his clothes. He always dressed really nice. He was clean.
He was clean. He was, yes.
But, honestly, Don Cornelius initially didn't give us the respect that we deserved. For whatever reasons, he wouldn't pay us. We did all those shows for basically
peanuts
for fried chicken.
Oh my God.
And plain wrap or generic grape soda.
Yeah.
And so because he wouldn't pay us, we decided to form our own group. And Tony Basil, again, organizing that for us. Tony Basil did not teach us how to dance.
Right,
that's
that's
for
right,
sure.
right, that's right,
Let's
that's
make
right.
that clear, because I have people say, how was it Tony teaching you? No,
Right,
no.
no.
Tony didn't teach us how to dance.
No.
We knew how to dance. Well, what Tony was able to do was take this raw energy and refine it into something that could be presented on a professional stage.
Yeah.
That she taught us how to count music,
Oh,
how
got
to
it.
stage
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But she knew to stage us and allow us to be ourselves within the staging, and that was the brilliance of our work.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Don Cornelius didn't pay us,
Yeah.
and so you guys should learn from this. When one door closes, another door opens. So when I reflect on that moment, thank you, Don Cornelius, for saying no, because that no led to the biggest yes we have ever enjoyed in our life. So thank you for that.
And just seriously, things happen. Everything happens the way it happens. I
Yes.
mean, you know, just stuff goes
what
down,
it
and
is.
you may be upset about it or whatever, but then something new comes out that could be
True.
even bigger and better than you could even imagine.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine? I just think Soul Train was just one. When I really started thinking about it, I was like, Soul Train really was about culture, but dance was a major part for me. Learning the new dance steps, it influenced Michael Jackson. Everybody who's watched Soul Train, it was like
Yeah.
influenced the way they dance and move.
The Lockers influenced the Jackson 5
Oh, yeah.
and Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the things that Michael Jackson were doing, even in my post-Locker days,
Yeah.
the sequence suits,
Yes.
the baggy suits, the hat, the whole nine, I was doing it years,
Yeah.
maybe even 3 to 5 years before Michael Jackson did it in Smooth Criminal. What
Right,
have you.
and-
You know, actually, I did a number. I used to moonlight with Toni Basil when she was launching her solo
Yeah.
pop career.
Yeah.
And so, in her show here in Los Angeles at the Roxy,
Oh, yeah.
I played Babyface, and I was wearing, right, Tony? I was wearing basically the Smooth Criminal clothes.
That's
I
so
was
funny.
dressed as a gangster and all that. You know, I even got an invite from what's the actor who played Miss Doubtfire?
Oh, Robert Williams.
No,
No.
not Miss Doubtfire. Who was it? Anyway, The Graduate.
Oh, gotcha. Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman
Yes.
invited me to his home.
Wow.
Wanted to turn me into an actor. I didn't really
Wow.
know that, but he was really interested. He saw me
Yeah.
in Tony's show, and I met with him at his home in Beverly Hills.
Oh, I can ask you this. What did you feel when you heard Tony saw Mickey go so huge? I mean, if you weren't around 1981, it was a huge hit.
I was thrilled because I was there with her.
Okay, you were there.
Yeah, I did the Mickey video. It's on YouTube with me and I'm in Tony's video.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of her experimental shows. Bizarre Madness, I believe it's called. Oh, Follies Bizarre it was called. In Santa Monica, the Roxy,
and also,
all that.
you guys know this, she did the Verse video album. It was like every song had a video.
Right.
That's
I
what
was
you
during
did.
that time, so I got to witness it firsthand. Her
Ascent.
her
Yeah.
success, and it motivated me. I learned a lot working with Tony, so I was able to use that because subsequently after Tony's departure, I kind of by default became sort of mouthpiece, an active manager of the Lockers, and was making all the calls for us, and that also helped me in my solo career when I went on to start in Breakin and doing Lionel Richie's tour and his music video and all this stuff. So,
and how'd you feel about Fred's success when you saw him on What's Happening?
I was thrilled. You know, actually, I auditioned for What's Happening as well. You know, it's based on Cooley High.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, of course.
And,
which was much darker. So there's all things that went on. That movie was much different.
It was written originally. There was a character written to be like Cochise.
Yeah.
Which was Lawrence
Fishburne's character.
Not Fishburne, Hilton Jacobs.
Hilton Jacobs, yeah.
Right character, Cochise. And they wanted a kind of a good-looking guy from the streets or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went in. I actually went in a couple times.
Funny.
I was doing well until Penguin came and changed the game. I was
did.
like, Penguin, you snatched the role from me.
He
Yeah, you know,
did.
that was the first time this ever happened to me. The Penguin came in, and of course he did his thing, and they rewrote that character to fit Penguin.
Yeah.
And in
God bless
retrospect, they made a good choice. He was great in that show. So.
Yeah.
There's no regrets there.
Yeah.
And the second time, I was very close to being Ricardo Tubbs in.
I can totally see it. Oh my
yeah.
God! Yes.
I was.
Where's the light-skinned black folks?
Yeah, I
went
went to Network.
That's so
Michael
funny.
Mann really liked me, and I did a really good job. But the feedback my agent got at the time was that I was a little too young. Looking, you can figure in those days. I mean, even at 30 years old and breaking, I was 30 playing an 18, 19
Well, you
year
looked
old.
it, so
you can only imagine even before that how young I must have looked.
Yes, I know.
And so they were right. They made a good call. Philip Michael Thomas, he nailed it as Ricardo Tubbs. But could you imagine if I had been Ricardo Tubbs with everything that we know to be true in hip hop and street dance? And my coveted Lifetime Achievement Award would suddenly disappear.
It would, exactly. Exactly how it works. So Shauna Thomas wanted me to tell you, Shabba Doo, thanks so much for being a part of my hip-hop experience growing up. You look great.
Thank you.
Playmaker said, dude has not aged a bit. What is your secret, brother?
Oil of Olay. No,
But lays upside down.
But just don't apply it to your face in the morning and at night. You gotta drink it.
Yeah, exactly right.
You gotta mix a little bit in your coffee. No, you know what it is. You know it's true. It's black don't crack.
Sure
That's
don't.
for sure.
I'm not that young
the
either,
melanin in my skin, and
does help.
my parents, good genetics. My parents, my father, my mother, just had really good genetics, and I just danced my whole life. So I've always stayed in relatively good shape because I never stopped. And I tell you the truth, here's again, it's not cliche. I always feel young. I do. I always approach life like a kid. Do I ever feel down? Do I ever get sad? Do I ever get depressed? Of course I do. That's nonsense. It would be a lie if I told you it didn't. But for the most part, I always feel excited about life and about my work, and it keeps me young, and again, I don't use oil of Olay, but I do use argan oil.
Yeah, it's good for argan oil. It's good for you.
Argan.
Yes. And they just want to know, because we touched about it a little bit, they want to know, give me something about Fred Berry we wouldn't really know about when you were working with him.
Okay, Fred Berry gave me a humbled lesson.
Oh.
Okay, when I first met Fred, this was early 1970s, 71, 72, or what have you. And there was a club we all went to after Mavericks Flats on Crenshaw Boulevard. Yes, so up on Stocker, there was a motel and a club combination on the hill. It was called Summit on the Hill. It was also called the Summit Motel. Anyway, in that club, all the best dancers from LA would go to this place and strut their stuff. I mean, everybody went there.
Wow.
And everybody in the room was good.
Oh, okay.
So here I am trying to get a name for myself.
Yes.
Working with Campbell Lott Jr. I was Greg's protege, by the way. And so I look around the room and I think, let me find the one I think I can take.
Yeah.
So I look over at the heavyset guy. I said, I can get him.
Oh, how funny.
He's for the taking, right?
Oh,
I mean,
my
look
God.
at him. He looks out of shape.
Yeah, so yeah. Oh, my God.
I mean, I can beat the fat guy, I thought in my mind, so.
Oh, my God.
So I run up on Fred Berry. And it was literally like I grabbed a tiger by its tail.
Wow.
I was like, and then when I grabbed the tiger by its tail, I was thinking the whole time, how can I let go? Because if I let go, he's going to eat me.
Yes, exactly.
So here I am, and the tiger is just doing his business with me. And you know what? And to this very day, and here's the ending of the story. I saw Fred months, if not a year, less than a year before he passed.
Yeah.
And I saw him on Ventura Boulevard, and we were talking. No matter when we met, but this last time he even told me, he said, he would always say, I spanked you that day. And that would always go. This is even after I did Breakin, and I'm, I'm Mr. Ozone. I'm the king of street dance. And every once in a while, he'd humble me, and say, I really spanked you that night. And I would have to go, yeah, you did. You really did.
See, big people can dance too.
Yeah, and he can. I know.
And he could dance.
Let me tell you something. TV shows and all the performances in the lockers doesn't do him
justice.
Any justice. Oh my God, he was better than that.
Wow.
If you saw him in person, and during the night, the energy he had and the way he had and the charisma, like he was, he was attractive.
Yeah, no, he was.
I mean, he played the big man role, and girls loved him. He attracted women.
People like big boys.
Oh yeah.
Some of us are big.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you something. Don't mess with Fred Berry.
Yeah, I believe it. He had charisma too. He did have charisma. So hopefully that's a good question. You guys asked that question. So that's a great story. This shows something that I find odd, and I enjoyed it. I watched it twice last night. Doris Day show, and all the people who are in it, Tim Conway and all them were in it.
Fabulous lockers.
Campbell Lott Jr.
Look at her. I just like this is amazing though.
Look at Don as he throws his double kiss.
Right, a cutie. Dutchendorf.
It gets better, you
Look
guys.
at John Denver.
I know. Rich Little. Look at you guys.
Wow. Fluky. James Lott Jr. That was me sneaking in there.
Yes.
As part of the trio.
Yeah.
You see how we just doing our own thing?
Yeah.
They would never do such a thing now.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, good. And you get a little piece here you did. Yeah.
The Arabian Nights.
Yeah, just like.
The Arabian Lockers.
Do you remember what year this was? I couldn't tell what year this was. 75.
1975.
Okay.
So you see, we did huge networks television specials.
Yeah, no, yes.
And that's what these kids need to really pay attention to. We were the stars. We weren't backing up anyone. We didn't dance behind other people.
Okay.
We were the stars.
Yeah, exactly.
And we didn't have a record deal.
No.
And we didn't have any of that stuff. All we had was our dancing ability and our personalities. And that's what made us stars.
I agree.
Now
I agree.
dancers, no matter how good they are, they always, it's like dance behind Beyonce, just get
Right.
behind her, or
Right.
dance behind Usher. But
Right.
they don't allow the dancers to be stars. They really have them in a kind of slave mode in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting.
And here we got things where you're doing a routine. You're doing a skit kind of,
A
but
skit,
do
yeah,
dance.
we're doing a comedy skit
Yes.
using
Do
dance. Yeah. Look at Mr. Penguin doing the slow motion.
I love it. Kick at the same time. I love it. There you go, girl.
Tony Basil, that light-skinned black woman.
I love it. Wait, so much personality. So much personality.
Yeah. Look at that. Tony got a lot of credit for the choreography, but I really think that Tony was more of a director than the choreographer. What she would do is she would set up a situation, and we would be improvisational actors,
Okay, got it.
actor dancers. We just feel the role, and we would be cast like
Yes,
that. Like,
yes.
okay, Shabba Doo, you're going to be this kind of guy. Penguin,
Yes.
you'll be this character, and that's all we would need.
Yeah.
We just hear that little bit, and we would just
Do your
create
thing.
it
Right.
on our own.
Right.
Like all those little bits and stuff. Tony's
Yeah.
not telling us to do all those little bits.
No.
That's our own personality and our own creativity working. That's what made it work.
Well, it's like you guys were all present too. It's like you guys were watching each other to make the next move.
Working off of each
together.
other.
Yeah, make the next moves.
And then Tony always played the damsel in distress.
right.
You got to realize this is unheard of to have a white girl dancing with six
I
black
know,
people
I know, I
in the
know.
70s. That
I
was
know,
still
I know.
that was an eyebrow raiser there.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just I just thought it's odd, but I loved it at the same time. This is so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a call. I mean, from Doris Day's people. Like, what do you just go? Oh my God! I mean,
Actually, we have a very powerful agency.
Okay.
We were signed with ICM
Yes.
and our agent Fred Lawrence. And once we did a couple of shows, then the calls
took
would
off.
come in.
Yeah.
They would
And
come in.
how was
and
Doris
they would-
Day?
She was wonderful.
Probably super
Lovely
nice, wasn't
lady,
she?
beautiful.
Yeah.
So was Carol Burnett.
Oh, Carol Burnett.
And Nancy Wilson.
Oh, Nancy Wilson.
Dinah Shore, Mike
God.
Douglas. I mean, it
Those
goes
guys don't
on.
know who those people are. You can Google all of them. They're all on there.
Yeah.
They're all my childhood. I remember all those shows. I mean, it's just amazing because again, you guys are people of color who are performing, and you guys aren't movie stars yet or recording stars. You're dancers.
Yes.
And you're not doing traditional dance, you're doing a new form of dancing
Yes.
on regular network TV.
Actually doing not just a dance, but creating a genre in
Yeah.
itself. An entire genre.
At the same time.
We built a genre from scratch.
It's
So, I
amazing.
mean-
It's amazing.
We've given a lot of awards. The Lockers have gotten awards, but there should be many, many more for what we really did. When you look at it, just on all kinds of levels.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we will. I'm happy for what the accolades we've received so far, but there should be more.
Shauna Thomas says, I posted a picture of the Lockers on my Facebook page 3 months ago. Playmaker says it's kind of sad to go in the club nowadays and not see people really dance anymore. Like Goody Mob said, people don't dance no more.
True.
Exactly. I've gone to many clubs where people they stand around. I used to dance for 3 or 4 hours a night. I go out to dance floor and just would sweat to death, and that was like my church. That's my church.
That is the difference right there. That differentiates the lockers in our era versus every other era.
Yeah.
When we danced, you went to a club in the 1970s, everybody danced. Dancing on the stairs, on the bars, on the tables, in the alleyways. The whole building was dancing. It's sweat. The walls would sweat. Now you go, is these preformed circles, only 2 or 3 people dancing in a circle, and everybody else with cell phone capturing it.
Yes.
But no one dancing anymore.
Yes.
And and we would also have circles too. But you had to seize the circle because everybody else was so good. You have to be really exceptional, extraordinary, for someone to back off and say, "Okay, do your thing." Nowadays, it's like preformed circles. When I go, it's so boring to watch.
Yeah.
I don't even participate really.
We're gonna show one last clip, and this is in the '80s. And of course, we're gonna talk about Breaking 2 and all this kind of stuff. But this is part of an interview. They talked to you as part of an interview, and let's just show a little bit of a piece of this.
Okay.
How do you mean? I make them feel good. Hey, I handle that. I can handle
You look the
that.
same now. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
If it just means them pulling on me a little bit, and if it means that I have to shake 1,000 hands and sign 1,000 autographs, and I'll do it because I remember when they didn't ask me for nothing.
I like that. I like that.
29-year-old Adolfo Gordon and his 16-year-old partner, Michael Chambers, may not be familiar to you, but to millions of young breakdancing fans, they're heroes, the superstars of street dancing, better known as Shabba Doo and Boogaloo Shrimp. They starred in the most successful breakdancing movie yet, and now they appear in the sequel. Wherever they go to promote the new picture, they draw a mob.
I like when people appreciate my success because I meet friends. And this is San Francisco, I'm from LA, if they like the way, I dance, I say, all right, how you doing? What's your name? And all this, So it's kind of nice.
Both Shrimp and Shabba Doo take street dancing very seriously, and in Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, they once again show off the moves which made them cult heroes. The picture may be thin on plot, but it overflows with energy, and unlike the first movie, it features many big dance numbers reminiscent of more traditional movie musicals. It even borrows a scene directly from Fred Astaire's classic performance in Royal Wedding, except this time it's Shrimp who moonwalks up the wall.
Lionel Richie did too in his video. I've never seen this in the theater. I remember seeing it. Right?
Well, I started in junior high school. I seen some friends that were 9th graders, and I was 7th grade. And I seen some friends messing around in class, but at the time I didn't take it serious. This is weird. So I found myself doing it at home. And I would never show nobody what I learned until one day my brother came home and started showing off and saying, oh, I could do the moonwalk. So I said, oh yeah? What's to watch this? Started doing this stuff and it really blew his mind. So here I am dancing in school and my sister, she surprised me one day with a jacket that said Boogaloo Shrimp. Because she overheard at the mall, my friends say Boogaloo Shrimp. And I go out there and get real excited. So she gave me a jacket and that's how I got my name.
About 1972, 73, I was dancing in a club with, at that time they were called funk soul clubs, and which is pre-hip-hop days. Right. And the guy was, rapping over the microphone, saying, hey, get down, y'all, hey, this and that. All of a sudden, I'm dancing my heart out, and he says, Shabba Dabba Doo. Wow. Why would he say that? So I went home and I wrote out, Shabba Dabba Doo and switched it around, Dabba Shabba Dabba Doo, until finally I came up with the name Shabba Doo because I thought it sounded rhythmic, like a lick on a cymbal. Shabba Doo.
If breakdancing has a founding father, Shabba Doo may be the one. He's older than most breakdancers because he started breaking 13 years ago with an innovative LA dance troupe which practically invented the form. He spent years as a street dancer and occasional choreographer before the first breakdancing craze caught on and put him in the spotlight. Whatever you do, however, don't tell Shabba Doo or his partner that breakdancing is just a passing fad.
People that think that street dancing or breakdancing is a fad, I say bah humbug on the whole thing because if I thought it was a fad 13 years ago, I probably wouldn't be standing here having this interview. So I don't believe in that. I mean, we're not the hula hoop,
just want to show. Okay, so that's all I want to show. I want to
That's
talk
the
about
line
that.
right there.
That's the line right there. So
We're not the Hulu.
but here's a couple things they bring up is what that I thought was very important. You talked about it here on the show earlier. They mentioned how they recognized you did dance that was not just the breakdancing part. You actually did choreographed numbers.
Yes.
That you borrowed from things that were outside of the genre
Yeah.
to perform. That's a great thing. They noticed that. It's a great thing.
In Breakin' too, if you notice the hospital scene with the nurses, actually that number was borrowed from a number I had already choreographed along with David Winters from West Side Story.
Okay, yeah.
We were collaborators on a television series where I was a series regular called The Big Show on NBC. And that starred Neil Carter, the late
Neil Carter. Oh, yeah.
the late Graham Chapman.
Oh, my God.
From Monty Python.
Yeah.
And Steve Allen was the host.
Oh, wow.
And I was the choreographer, and David was responsible for staging the show.
Yeah.
So we collaborated on these numbers, and we created, Dr. Boogie.
Yeah.
So the number Dr. Boogie found its way into Breakin' 2. And here's the history: is that the choreographer for Breakin' 2 is Billy Goodson.
Okay.
And Billy Goodson was part of my dance company on The Big Show.
There you go.
So there was a relationship.
Yeah.
And actually, when we needed a choreographer for Breakin' 2, I recommended Billy Goodson because of our relationship.
Wow. So, my aunt took me to see Breaking 2 at the Rialto Theater in Atlanta. I was mesmerized. I got home and I was trying to do the dances, LOL. Got in trouble for breaking my mom's lamp. Now, I already told you from the last show.
Don't mess with the lamp.
The last show, I know the lamp's always thing. I tried to break dance. I tried to pop, I couldn't do it. So I was a dancer. So I used to do the hustle and the cowboy. I used to always other like the dance stuff. But I tried it. It just didn't work out for me. I was like, I just didn't have the determination enough to do it.
You should have hung in there.
I should have hung in there.
You did the cowboy, you said.
Yeah, I did the cowboy and the freak.
The freak.
All those things. I did all those. I mean, I love dance. I just love dance so much. But I just couldn't do the. I was like, I just didn't connect with me.
See the cowboy and the freak. See, that was the hula hoop.
Yeah, that was the look. That was.
Yeah,
I could do them though. The hustle turned into electric slide later, but I can still work all those out.
Okay.
But no, I just think it's just watch this because in the '80s especially, and I think of my brother who passed away who loved Shaka Khan. You were in her video for "I Feel for You." I mean, you were living. You suddenly had this. You were everywhere. Mm-hmm. So during that time period, did you know that you were big at the time, or was it you just busy working, and then later it was like, wow, that was amazing, 5 years, 6 years, I was doing all this stuff.
I reflected on that, and, I feel very fortunate because there's not many dancers, if any dancer, that can say that they've claimed 2 decades. I own the 70s.
You do, easily.
And I own the 80s.
Yes, easily.
I own 20 years of dance.
Yeah.
And it didn't peter out in the 90s. What happened was I walked away for a minute, but I didn't walk away from dance. What I did was I went to AFI, and I graduated as a directing fellow, class of 96.
That's right.
So I wanted to focus on the technical aspect of my career and how to build and produce my own shows, how to put together a proper business plan, how to write a screenplay, how to direct, how to be, to be a force in myself and on the production side. Because that's where I'm at right now in my life. It's not about, keeping my dance career going. It's about taking what I know from dance and all the success I've had in dance and really infusing that in empowering young people. That's where I'm at now.
He's all over the country, folks. He has seminars and workshops. I mean, he's all over the country. You can go to his
all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah.
But I just saw recently you were in 4 or 5 different spots.
Oh
recently.
yeah, sure. And I will be up in at the Olympia Film Festival in November.
Yeah.
And I then right after that is when I'll go to Paris for the American Mona Bismarck American Culture event with Jean-Paul Goude.
Yeah.
It's called Birth of a Culture, Soul Train and Beyond.
Wow.
So I'll be doing that. So again, I'm traveling all over the world. I've created a concept called Dance on Film, so I'm hoping to bring that to Maryland.
Wow.
I'm working with a young lady now, helping who wants to house it in Maryland. Her name is Carlina Godin. Mm-hmm. They call her Crazy C, but she's a fabulous lady, and she has a lot of heart and determination and passion. So, God willing, that will work itself out.
Yeah. Now we're almost up for time, but someone was asking us, and if you could briefly, he's talked about it a little bit already. Just they want to know how you feel about the younger generation now doing the breakdancing now.
Well,
so it was like Step Up, and all they're all starting to really kind of do that. Now.
I kind of went off last night. I did my first live feed.
On
Facebook.
Okay.
And I was motivated because I saw a young kid named Kita on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
And he's a 14-year-old kid, and I was blown away. I really enjoy watching him dance, and I think I said something along the lines, I haven't seen this kind of raw talent in a long time. And so I just wanted to kind of congratulate him and let him know that I was rooting for him, that I would hope that he could win the show, and he deserves to. He's a talented young man. I think he exemplifies what this new generation is going. Mm-hmm. And if we can get a lot more Kitas, and there are other Kitas. He's not the only one. No. I've seen some other talented ones. It's just the only thing is I don't know their names per se. But there's some talented kids out there, and I'm looking that and hoping that they could all come together and learn from one another and appreciate and break down barriers like we did for them, and they would do that and pay it forward. Yeah. But that's a select few, and I'm sad to say that it's not the majority. I see a lot of narcissistic, video clip, postings everywhere that says nothing about the dance. Yeah. They don't appreciate what we've done for them. They're ungrateful, and it bothers me and troubles me to have to say that. Yeah. But it's hurtful. And they should stop doing that, and should stop being disrespectful. When I tell them something, I'm only telling them what they need to hear to get better. Stop taking it personal. I don't hate you. Right. I love you, actually. I love you enough to tell you the things you need to hear to be better. Yeah. That's it. Now, if they would calm down their attitude, open up their minds, appreciate what the past gave them, it would only make them stronger. I agree. And I want to end it with this. I'm not asking you to live your life in the rearview mirror. No. It's impossible to move forward looking over your shoulder. But you look over your shoulder only to learn, to strengthen where you want to go, your next step, moving forward. And I want to tell you right now, unequivocally, I am here to help you as much as I humanly can. I'm just a Facebook inbox away. I'm an Instagram message away. Mm-hmm. Directly send me a message. Tell me you need my help. Where can I find you? Tell me where you can find you. You can find me on Facebook. My official fan page is Adolfo Shabba Doo Quiñones, and I think the slash, and it's fans of Shabba Doo. And you can also catch me on Instagram. And that's Shabba Doo, SHABBADOO 1972. You can also catch me on Twitter. Twitter is SHABBA_DOO. You can catch me on Twitter. You can also find me on my official website, www.shabadoo.com. That's spelled SHABBA-DOO.com. I'd love to hear from you. I would love to help you if I can. I will do whatever is necessary, but I tell you what I won't do. I won't lie to you. I won't give you false praises. But if you earn it, I'll get on my hands and knees and kiss your feet. Because at the end of the day, I'm your friend. We're family. We're one.
And you're my friend and family.
Yeah, there you go.
You know that.
Of course. I love this guy. He had a chance to be rerun, but he blew it. Listen, using his time up learning the cowboy. Doing that hula hoop dancing.
I did.
You could have been somebody, Rock.
I thought I was somebody back then. I was working it out too back then.
I love this guy, though.
You have to come back again, of course.
Yeah, come on. You know, you can't see the studio, but they have a nice sofa here. I could live right there. You know, in some parts of New York, this would be considered a huge flat.
I know.
All I need is a little coffee, a little hot plate, and a toilet, and let's go, baby.
That's actually, I've lived in apartments smaller than this.
Yeah, and it costs like $5,000 a month.
Exactly. Congratulations on your award.
Well, thank you.
And everything. And we'll be talking, of course. You can find his stuff on my page, Keep Breaking Into. I posted things of his on there. I'll make sure stuff's on it so you can find it. You can click on there, and you can just go right to him directly and do that, of course. And my show, of course, is on BlackHollywoodLive.com. We're on YouTube and iTunes. Go ahead and subscribe, like it. Tell me what you think. If you have any questions for him, tell me, and I'll pass them on to him also. If he can help you, he'll help you, like he said. Thank you guys in the chat room who are watching. Thanks for welcoming me back to the show. Shabba Doo, you're the best. And everybody have a great, great week. Thank you.
And you ain't too bad yourself.
Thank you.
I love
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African-American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.